Welcome to This Week in Security. This is our roundup of the most important stories affecting UK security of private and public sector organisations. In the news this week, the US laptop ban has been lifted, but what new security measures have been put in place? And how scammers are taking advantage of customers using free hotel Wi-Fi to steal vital information. The rise in violent crime statistics, and watch out for a brand new technique being used to swindle cash machine users. We reveal underreporting of how cybercrime costs the UK and why you shouldn't accept free Tesco vouchers. Plus some holiday advice for all you social media users. Now, we recently reported on a new initiative for many countries around the world, the laptop ban. The US authorities devised rules in response to new fears that terrorists could bring bombs onto flights. Supposedly, terrorists had acquired the components of airport security equipment, meaning they could learn how to bypass the system. The widened ban covered 180 airlines and 280 airports. It was predicted to affect around 2,100 flights a day and 325,000 customers. The airlines and airports had 120 days to implement security measures, including improved screenings of flight passengers. If they hadn't put these measures in place, the airlines would have needed to ban all laptops and large personal electronic devices from being on flights. The Department of Homeland Security spokesman, Dave Lapham, stated all 180 airlines and 208 airports around the world have implemented first phase of enhanced aviation security measures. Incidentally, there's not been a specific reason given that reveals why the US authorities decided to create these new rules. However, there's a lot of speculation around the time of the announcement in mid-March. Some sources say the ban was implemented as terrorists had already found a way to place bombs inside electronic devices. The last airport to have the ban lifted was King Khalid International Airport in Saudi Arabia, as US officials deemed the new security procedures up to the new standards for the safety of their customers. Now, if you stay in the hotels, one of the chief perks is free Wi-Fi. But before you start using the hotel's free internet connection, think twice. Hackers are taking advantage of internet connections used by hotel goers. For the past 10 years, the Dark Hotel Hacker Group have been targeting CEOs and high-ranking corporate officials with the end goal of installing malware onto their computers. The group are infamous for carefully constructing emails and articles that would intrigue the individual into clicking links. Their latest malware is called Inexmar, which downloads from your computer in installments to avoid detection. So how do Dark Hotel install malware? Well, first the group makes sure the Wi-Fi network can be compromised. This is done by exploiting the vulnerabilities in the server's software. It can also be achieved by physically visiting the hotel and gaining access to the infrastructure. Next, the group begins to place Inexmar malware onto targeted computers. They achieve this by phishing tricks or social media engineering methods via email. The email draws the victims in, who click on the links inside. The computer then downloads the malware piece by piece to avoid detection. One way the hackers distract the computer user from what's going on is to open a Word document that will appeal to victims. So the next time you visit a hotel and decide to sign into free Wi-Fi, be on the lookout for phishing emails and malware. Now, knife crime statistics have shot upwards over the last year, with people of all ages being able to buy knives online. Over the year 2015-2016, there were 28,000 recorded offences involving sharp instruments in England and Wales. This was 9% higher than the previous year. In 2017, there have already been over 34,000 knife incidents. The government are hoping to put in place measures to counter knife attacks. Amber Rudd, UK Home Secretary, said, "We're going to be consulting on new legislation so that people can't buy knives online without having their identity check. If you want to buy knives online, it has to be collected from a place where you have to show your identity. Young people have been able to buy knives without verifying their identity, and I want to stop that. If this wasn't worrying enough, over the last week, figures have shown a doubling in the annual number of acid attacks. There have been over 1,800 reported cases of corrosive household items like bleach or drain cleaner being used as weapons since 2010. As a result, police officers in London are now being issued with 1,000 acid attack response kits after a rise in the number of crimes involving corrosive liquids. Amber Rudd has proposed harsher sentencing and demanded action by retailers to prevent the purchase of dangerous acids and caustic liquids. Acid attacks actually have a long history in Britain. Throwing vitriol or sulfuric acid was known as a stain on Victorian society. Although the number of attacks are still dwarfed by knife and gun crime, they've increased significantly in recent years. And the current rise may be due to a direct response by criminals and gangs to tightening control of knife and guns. Unlike a knife or a gun, if someone is caught with corrosive substances on the street, police have to prove they are planning to hurt someone, which can be very difficult. Now, when you're in a hurry to get some money out of a cash machine, it might be wise to slow down and take some time to check over the machine. And you might just save yourself days of misery. According to Financial Fraud Action UK, around 2,500 UK citizens find themselves falling victim to card fraud at ATMs every week. And what's more, thieves use cloned card details to collect more than £47 million a year through card not present fraud. Now there's a new type of tampering that you're going to have to watch out for next time you get cash out. Criminals have found a way to drill into the side of cash machines to place a tiny camera into the gap. The camera will record as you type in your PIN, and they usually partner this up with a card skimmer which records your details. It attaches to the card machine at either the top or the front of the actual scanner. How can you protect yourself from card fraud? Well, one way is to stay alert and make sure you check the card machine before you use it. For example, be mindful of squishy pin pads that move when you press down on one button. You can also wiggle your card in the card reader, as often fake readers need the card to go in smoothly. Otherwise, the data won't be captured correctly. New independent research has uncovered an alarming scale of unreported cybercrime. Cybercrime has become a national security priority for the UK government, who in 2015 declared they would invest £1.9 billion into supporting national cybersecurity strategies. As published by the Office of National Statistics, cybercrime costs the UK £29 billion. However, recently published information from the newspaper estimated the true cost of cybercrime in the UK is a staggering £193 billion. That's £70 billion more than we spend on the NHS every year. Responses from 30 out of 45 police forces in the UK suggested there's been a rise in cybercrime of 86%. Pair this figure with the fact that UK police forces are on average spending less than 1% of their budget on cybercrime, and it begins to look like we're underfunding the fight back against this menace. Research from the newspaper and Johnson Press Investigations Unit suggests that the huge amount of crime that's underreported indicates the public needs a lot more help and needs to do a lot more to report crime to the police and action fraud, as without this information they won't be able to apply the right budgets and countermeasures to tackle the scale of the problem. Now, roughly 156 million phishing emails are sent out every day. It's only a small percentage, but 80,000 people fall victim each day to phishing emails. And they share personal information, which results in stolen identities, financial loss, and credit card frauds. A Tesco bank scam is now currently doing the rounds, and people are reporting receiving lots of these types of fake emails. They're sent giving free vouchers for you to spend in store. And to claim the free vouchers, you're asked by Tesco to click a link within the email. Once you've clicked the link, you'll be prompted to enter sensitive data, and that can lead to your bank account being drained of funds. At first glance, the email looks incredibly realistic. For example, it not only has a logo and copyright within the email, it also fully emulates the layout of the usual message from Tesco. However, at closer inspection, we can see that there are several typos within the text of the email. At one point, Tesco is spelled with a lowercase t. Additionally, Qualify has an uppercase Q, and this is where scammers are asking you to click the link. So if you receive a suspicious email or SMS, don't click any links, especially if it's a link that asks you to log into your account, because these links will 9 times out of 10 lead to you a compromised fake website which will steal all your information. Now, around this time of year, a lot of us are planning to go on holiday, and we're also avid users of social media, and we'll be telling our friends where we're going and sending them lots of nice pictures of us on the beach. However, that appears to be exactly what John Terry, the footballer, did, and it led to the robbery at his £5 million mansion in Surrey. So stay safe and stay off social media. By all means, send all your snaps after you've been on holiday, but don't let the crooks know you're not at home. Now, here's some news for security industry related experts, marketing managers, PR agencies and company owners. We have a special series of live casts coming up in August where you can join us and find out how you can play a key role in supporting our new national news and training service. And you can help us turn the tide against the crooks and terrorists. To make sure you're invited, join us by simply subscribing to our website www.SecurityExpertOnline. You can also subscribe by following us on Twitter, YouTube and LinkedIn. And thanks to the 1,000+ new followers who've joined us over the last month, so that our social media is now growing with 50,000 page impressions each and every month. Finally, please feel free to send us news stories at newsdesk@SecurityExpertOnline. And if you have some special expertise, get in touch and you could appear on future episodes of Security Experts programs. Thanks for watching, and together online, we'll make the world a safer place. Bye for now.